see if I can get through this, and I have now what is less than 15 minutes. See if this is recording. Okay, so yeah, let me try to get through a game here really quickly. Let's go to deck of cards, and we'll begin shuffling. So first period, this is a game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins, played on November 14th, 1992. Toronto won by a final score of 4-1. In this season, they were 9-5-2 after this game, and Boston fell to 9-4-2 with the defeat. Boston doing similarly very well in my replay. Having a look here. Boston here, 11-3 in 14 games, really arguably the best team. Just 2 points behind Calgary, but Calgary's up to 19 games now. So Hartford at 16 there, and the Islanders as well at 16. So Boston really, in terms of points per game, they are the best so far. Toronto's at 8-7, so a little underwhelming. But let's shuffle this a few more times. We'll get the first period underway, where off the opening draw, the initial possession will go to the Boston Bruins. 9, that's going to be player Don Sweeney. Sweeney, 8 is his successful feed through. He goes to Steve Hines. Steve Hines with a 7. I believe that's going to be a goal. Right off the bat, Stephen Hines from Don Sweeney. And the Queen of Hearts is Cam Neely. So Neely getting an assist here. Neely, whose stats won't be great because that's actually his first point. But remember, for Neely, this was an injury-plagued season. And that was Steve Hines with his 3rd of the season. And Steve Hines from Neely. And, Don Sweeney as well. Sweeney up to 9 assists now. So you can see Boston's progress in the campaign. Coming off a decisive 6-1 win over Calgary. Really a statement win for the Bruins. And so if I come back here, let's see here. So we should go to, okay. Let's see here. Getting all my personal information up on the screen. Lovely. Okay. Anyway, I don't think I have much to hide. So let's see. This one here was on YouTube, and this one here might be on YouTube as well, but I will live update the score. This is how I do it. So again, I have to try to go quickly though. Probably, yes, have to enter in. So I will not show anyone my password. Be a weird thing to hack, actually, this. So I don't know how it works, though. Perhaps that would lead to other personal information. Anyway, Toronto said the record was 8-7. Toronto's on the road, though, for this one. So the Maple Leafs. I stopped recording time. I can do things a little bit more quickly if I don't. This is actually game 202 now of 1008. We're up to November 14th. And sorry for anybody watching me update this is entirely boring, but again, I just have to really go in a hurry, and I don't know if I've had either of these teams on the channel yet for the season replay. And this is a matchup that's kind of marquee, and I'm really in the mood to play it, so I don't really have the time to set up the camera. Again, I have to quickly clock back into work here, so we're just trying to get this done in a hurry. Might not even be able to finish the game. Might have to leave it unfinished. But 11-3-0 there for Boston, and Toronto was 8-7, so just above 500 and already down 1-0 is Toronto. And again, that was Hines with his 3rd for Boston here. Steve, I'll just put Steve Hines with his 3rd. And that's Sweeney. They didn't have Bob Sweeney that season, so I'd say Sweeney with his 9th. And it was Neely with his 1st assist and point of the season. So to the 5-minute mark we go here, where the ace, that's going to be Doug Gilmour. Gilmour, kind of an underwhelming start for him, but Gilmour, he's fed it through to a Toronto team player. That Toronto team player, I'm going to say, is Dmitry Mironov with the 3. And we look, Kings and Queen of Hearts. Now let's see who got the start in this game. It was Andy Moog and Felix Potvin. So Andy Moog, it says Kings and Queen of Hearts. So Toronto, just 5 minutes in, has tied it at 1. That's going to be Dmitry Mironov from Doug Gilmour, and the spades there. That's going to be Nikolai Borshevsky with the assist. So we come over to Toronto and to Doug Gilmour, where again Gilmour now up to 17 points, 3 goals and 14 assists. So above a point per game, but still underwhelming, I think. Borshevsky reaching double digits in points, and Dmitry Mironov, that will be his 2nd goal of the campaign. So let's try to remember all that before I forget it. We're up 1-1 now, 5 minutes in, and Dmitry, pretty sure that's how he spelled it. Mironov or Mironov, pretty sure I've heard it pronounced both ways, from Doug Gilmour with his, I believe that was 14th it said, and Borshevsky, I really hope I got that correct. So Away we go to 7.5 minutes now. The Bruins again with possession, but even the Toronto team defense in 93, a high-scoring season, will be able to prevent any scoring chance from happening there. Where it's a Boston team player now, and 5, they need ace or 10 to get through, so we're just going to cancel that sequence. 10 minutes in now, up to 12.5. Jokers cancel it out for Toronto being on the road. 10-7 for Boston now. This is Dave Poulin. Poulin solo effort with the 8. Poulin has made it 2-1 here, all on his own, but there could be one assist here. Gregory Pantalev, actually. That's how I remember it being pronounced, and it's spelled differently here. I almost feel like copy and pasting for that. Poulin up to his 5th, so for a defensive center, he's pretty offensively prolific. Pantejevs. Let's try it. But scoring the goal, 1-2 now. Boston was Dave Poulin, and Poulin here with his 5th of the season, and that was Pantejevs, I believe, his 2nd of the season. Let's look. Jejevs. You know what? If I got that wrong on my eyesight, I'm getting old, and so we're 15 minutes in. Ace Jack, that's not going to be a play sequence that's successful for Boston, but Boston with the final possession here, the first frame, and 4 and King. That is Dave Reed. Setting up Ted Donato. Donato with the 10, so it's 3-1 Boston here after one. Donato from Dave Reed, and the diamond will be Stephen Leach, who's done quite well for himself offensively, up to 17 points. That's like 3rd on the team, tied for 3rd in the team. So Leach here. And Donato had the goal. So Donato up to his 5th, also doing well with 5 goals and 15 points. And the start of that sequence was Dave Reed, right? Getting us out of that sequence was Reed. I think he's doing fairly well as well. He's up to double digits in points now as Reed. So that is Dave Reed there with a good read. And that's going to be Boston winning by doing it in reverse here because they're the home team. So, goodness. Ted Donato with his 5th, that was, and Reed with, I believe it was his 8th, and then Leach with his 7th. Pretty sure that would be all correct. Okay, so we go to the second period. That's 5, 6, 7, 8 sequences that are done. Up to 2:52. I don't think I'm going to get this done in time. I guess I can shuffle a little less, but I like to make sure that they're shuffled sufficiently. So no more goals from now on. We shouldn't say that. The game will get boring. That's going to be Red Kings and King of Clubs. No, that's King of Spades. So the Toronto defense breaks up that play there from Sweeney, starting out early in the second like he did in the first, and that's King for Doug Gilmour. Anderson needs King at a 5, but King 2, that will not suffice. So 7.5 minutes here. It is a Maple Leafs team player. I'm still going to use the Joker. The Joker, I just go cancel, because there's no other way to do home team advantage in this game. 4 and King, that's going to be Drake Berehowski with the 8th. Wendell Clark with the 3, he whiffs on the shot. 4-10 now. Drake Berehowski once more. Berehowski this time finds John Cullen. Cullen with a 9. He's going to make sure that that goes. And Borshevsky there with the 2nd assist. So Berehowski and Borshevsky there. And that was scored by Cullen. Toronto getting back into this game. So Cullen with his 4th. Berehowski with his 6th assist. And Borshevsky with his 8th. So we got 4, 6, 8 here. John Cullen. This is the second frame. So Cullen. Yes, I'm copying over the previous game. So sometimes I'm sure some mistakes that I do reflect that. So Toronto there, John Cullen with his 4th. And Berehowski started off the play. We'll give him the primary assist, the 6th. And I guess I could copy and paste it elsewhere. But Borshevsky with his 8th. Pretty sure that's how it's spelled, Borshevsky now. So we are 12.5 minutes into period 2 after minute 15. This is Toronto again. Cullen through for Mike Foligno. Mike Foligno with a jack. That's not going to work. So 7 here. Let's see here. So King and Queen. King of Diamonds is all the... it's going back. King of... No, that's not going to work. Okay, so that's 7 sequences in. We'll finish off that sequence by burning a couple of cards. The 6 of spades, Wendell Clark through to a Toronto team player. That Toronto team player, we're going to say Clark back to the point to Dave Ellett. Ellett with the 10. Ellett from Wendell Clark, and this is a tie game. So Ellett from Clark. And 7 of diamonds is Dmitry Mironov with another point in this game. Dave Ellett, that's his 1st of the season. Ellett from Wendell Clark up to 9 points now. And Mironov, he's up to 8. So we got a 10-9-8 here. Dave Ellett with that first all important first goal of the season here to close out the second period. First, and again, that was Clark with 6, and Mironov, I believe, also with 6. Okay, so in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that concludes 2 periods. Got that one underway. Just I could get it done even faster if I weren't talking. I'm trying to talk a little less this time. So let's see here. Third period of play. It's the Maple Leafs again trying to complete the comeback. Now they've come back and tied in the second period. Jack 9, that's Dave Ellett. Ellett looking for more points. Clark this time. Clark makes no mistake. Ellett from Clark and the King of Spades. There is no King of Spades. So that's simply, sorry, I said Ellett from Clark. That's going to be Clark from Ellett. Clark, that'll be his 4th of the season. I saw Wendell Clark with his 4th of the season. Now for Ellett, that will be assist number 10. So before I forget to record it over here, let's do it again. Clark for now his 10th point of the season. Ellett with his 10th assist up to point number 11. Okay, so we're 5 in here. Toronto up 4th. Whoops, I mistook the score there. 4-3. I mean, Toronto is up by a goal either way. But Joker, that is going to be Adam Oates. Adam Oates through. He finds Dave Poulin looking for his 2nd goal of the game, and he gets it. So that lead was for Toronto was short-lived there. Poulin from Oates and Bork getting the secondary assist. Sorry, that's for the next sequence. Poulin from Oates and Bork. Poulin with his 2nd of the game. Dave Poulin here, that's going to be goal number 6 for him. Oates, that's assist number 26, 35 points already on the season in 15 games. And Bork, that he's going to be up to point number 18 now. So 26-13, and Poulin with a 2nd goal for 6 on the season now. 4-4 Boston, Dave Poulin, and normally next to the name I'll put a 2 and 6, and then that's going to be Oates. What's funny, I think, is this will be even more interesting if I finish this video and it's tied late in the game, but we'll see. We could see overtime here. So the 4th sequence, the 3rd period, 2 and ace for Boston. That's going to be David Shaw. David Shaw with a 3. They need an ace or a 10, so we're 10 minutes in now to the 3rd. 12.5 minutes now. Joker 7. That's Oates again, feeding it through. Oates this time. We'll get it to, I'll say Juno this time, actually, the other Joker. Juno to Steve Hines with a 4. Sometimes you make arbitrary decisions like that. Hines did not get a good shot off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is up to the 15-minute mark here. 10 ace. That's Dave Poulin again looking for point number 3. Steve Leach. Leach looking for his 11th of the season. Fans on the shot. So 4, 5, 6 to 17.5 minutes now. 5 and 3. Toronto unable to get anything going from the Leafs end. And here now Joe Juno with the puck in the game on his stick, but that is a blackjack. So after 3 periods of play, this is a 4-all tie. Overtime is just 2 sequences, and I might actually have to cancel this video, shut it off before I update it. But if I even recorded it, I went pretty fast in that too. So we get some shuffles. That's 9. That's Don Sweeney for Boston trying to start things off, but 2, he runs out of steam, unable to find anyone in scoring position. We're back the other way. John Cullen for Toronto and the Jokers, so the same thing. There haven't actually been many ties in this replay. This game will have to settle for a 4-4 tie. I guess the previous one, or the previous one there before the Ottawa-Tampa Bay one that I put on this channel, went into overtime, so no scoring. I'm going to update the goalie stats and stuff like that, and maybe some commentary after this. But yeah, this has been game 202 in the books, and your final score, I guess I can update the record now. Toronto will go to 8-7-1, and given how well Boston is doing this season, that, I don't know, kind of a moral victory of sorts perhaps for the underwhelming Leafs, looking to get some momentum on their season. Anyways, anytime, any consideration, well, it's never expected. It's always greatly appreciated. I'm going to highlight and copy this for later, and bye for now.